One. Hey everybody, welcome back to an episode of The 3 Count. I'm Warm Machine MJ. That's Rodimus Prime.
Yo.
We are the 3 Count Mafia. And we're going to talk about NXT UK, both episodes, and 205 Live. So let's go ahead and kick things off with a little 205 Live, shall we? Let's see. Started the show off with a tag team match. Had 2/3 of the Lucha House Party, or the Lucha Power Rangers,
As I like to call them.
taking on TJP and Mike Kanellis.
Yeah, these two have, well, I didn't watch the show yet, but I know these two have been a thorn in the sides of Lucha House Party for a while now, especially TJP taking their masks and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's mask collector. And the Kanellises look like $1,000,000.
Yes.
Especially Maria.
She stays looking like $1,000,000.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm actually glad they're doing something with Mike instead of just having him just there.
I mean, he's been off TV, dealing with his personal issues.
Yeah.
And he comes back, Jack, you don't waste that. You utilize it.
Yes, and he's utilizing it to the best of his ability.
Oh, yeah. This was a great match.
Indeed.
Towards the finish, TJP tried to cheat and take off Lince Dorado's mask. He's successful. He takes it off. He's celebrating. Kalisto's pointing at him, telling him, look behind you. And there's Lince Dorado with a mask on underneath that mask.
Ah, smart.
Maskception. So, Lince Dorado gets the victory. Or, I'm sorry, Lucha House Party gets the victory. So, this isn't done between them. Next, we had a Performance Center bit where Cedric was back in the gym working on that grind.
Putting in the work.
Yeah, doing that work practice. Anyway, Leo Rush comes in clowning him. Saying, here you are back at school. Kind of like that, just mocking him for going back to training. So Leo Rush just basically threw down a match against
Cedric.
Cedric, thank you. Just run through multiple names at one time. So that'll be a killer match.
Yeah, they have good chemistry in the ring.
Yeah, Leo's probably going to win though.
I wouldn't put it past me if they let Cedric win, because I see what they're doing with the whole losing streak thing. I still say he's turning heel soon.
Yeah, but I don't see him winning this match against Leo Rush. Leo Rush beating him is just going to add to his downward spiral.
Yeah, again, typical downward spiral gimmick.
Anyway, speaking of the 23-year-old piece of gold that talks like Christopher Walken. Pocket watch up the ass. Anyway, he defeated a local enhancement talent, Josh Morrell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In the main event, we had Buddy Murphy taking on Mark Andrews. This was another good match, but yet again, Buddy Murphy wins with Murphy's Law.
I actually like that move.
I like the name of the move, and I like the move itself.
Yes.
It's really, really cool.
And it was announced that he will defend the Cruiserweight Championship against Mustafa Ali at Survivor Series next week.
On the pre-show.
On the pre-show.
It's not confirmed yet, but we're already taking the shot calling it.
Right.
Next up, we had NXT. Just flat out NXT.
I think we should just call it NXT America.
NXT USA.
Yeah.
You know what? Just call it NXT.
Yeah.
And we'll call the other brand UK.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, this was the, this is still building up to War Games.
War Games.
Anyway, start the show off with Heavy Machinery taking on the Forgotten Sons.
I actually like this match. The Forgotten Sons, they're on the come up in NXT.
Yeah.
And then Heavy Machinery, they've been there.
They're just there.
I said to myself when they came out, that is some WCW type shit. That would definitely work on like Saturday night or Monday Nitro.
Or Thunder.
Yeah. But anyway, This was a decent match to start the show.
What do you think of Forgotten Sons?
Well, like I said, they're on the come up, and I like their gimmick, especially when Jason Riker, that's his name.
Yeah.
He's just like staring so intensely in the camera.
Yeah, he's kind of the fixer.
Yeah, but my only downfall about this is if you put it on the main roster, in the same way with Heavy Machinery, it'd just be like the Revival.
Well, Heavy Machinery, yes, because they're kind of corny. They do. They got that silly little chant, stakes and weights, and Otis Dozovic is pretty much Jack Black.
Yeah, he's pretty much the glue of that team.
Yeah, but Forgotten Sons, their whole gimmick is, they're guys that have been tossed to the side or ignored.
Yeah.
That they're 2/3 of them have, done some military time.
Right. Some actual military time.
Yeah. But, it's working right now, but I feel like once it moves up, if they go to the main roster, it's going to be watered down and way too preachy for its own good.
Again, it'd be like how the Revival is now. At first, they'll get on the main roster, you'll hear about them, see about them, and then they'll just be there.
Well, I mean, with Revival, what really took them out of it was they came in, they had a memorable moment against New Day,
Mm-hmm.
and then one of them gets injured.
Yeah.
They come back from injury, the other gets injured, and they just can't recover.
And then Raw 25 back in January, that's when they officially got buried by DX and
The Club.
like the Click. Like half of them have been in the NWO. So I mean,
Oh, and got buried by Balor Club.
yeah, and they haven't. And speaking of Gallows and Anderson, they're just like, where the fuck are they? Like, again, the Revival have just been buried since.
Yeah.
But getting back to this, I like Forgotten Sons. I like what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, like I said, this gimmick for Forgotten Sons is going to be way too preachy. It's going to be WWE going to use this as a platform for yet another charity organization for them to link up with.
Yeah.
Because, it's that whole veterans thing, support veterans, all that.
Yeah.
That's basically the direction they're going to carry it, even though it's just guys who are tired of being, left by the wayside.
Right.
Especially how one of them is Wesley Blake, former NXT Tag Team Champion.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I wouldn't put it past them if they tried to put the belts on them later down the line.
oh yeah,
I think they'd have a good run.
of course. I feel like WWE is starting to go into a factions route again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's not necessarily a bad thing as long as you got good factions on the up and up.
Yeah.
Like Lucha House Party, Sanity when they're being used properly.
Forgotten Sons if
Forgotten
they're
Sons.
booked right.
Yeah, and of course the Era.
Yeah.
Adam Cole, Bebe, and friends.
Yeah. How can you not forget about that?
Speaking of factions, next segment we had a sit-down interview with Shayna Baszler and her horsewomen.
Mm-hmm.
Basically talking trash, all this, that, and the other. William Regal comes in and says Kairi Sane's going to get a rematch at War Games. Two out of three falls.
That should be a good one.
It is. They usually knock it out of the park with 2 out of 3 falls matches.
Yeah.
Like, that's... If NXT had a match type that was their wheelhouse, 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Dakota Kai defeating Tainara Conti.
What do you think of Tainara?
I like her. I just wish they could do more with her.
I feel like she's good, but she kind of does too much. Like, I get her whole shtick. She's, a black belt?
Black belt in judo.
Yeah, but I feel like she tries to do a little too much. She kind of needs to tone it down a bit.
Yeah, because her facial expressions are all over the place. They're either, extreme or extreme.
Like, they're either extreme or, like, psycho girlfriend crazy.
Yeah.
But she's okay.
But yeah, this was a stiff match.
It was.
Both ladies kicked the hell out of each other.
Yes.
Of course, what do you expect when one of the opponents is the team of... The captain of Team Kick. Team Kick.
Velveteen kick.
Anyway, next up, promo of the week. Johnny Gargano reveals, his mindset after attacking Aleister Black.
Mm-hmm.
This was so good.
It really was. I really wasn't expecting it. Well, before that, they showed his wife, Candice.
Oh, yeah.
And she said she wanted a match with Nikki Cross because she's basically playing with their lives at TakeOver. And so, getting back to this, he went to the spot where Aleister was laid out. He said, basically saying that I'll be ready for you at TakeOver.
Like, he was so cryptic about it because he walked the path he took to sneak up on Aleister Black, and he was talking about it like it was a metaphorical path, not just a literal path, but a metaphorical path to the mindset he's in.
Right.
And he's talking about how he was going to do whatever it takes to keep his promise about keeping Tommaso Ciampa away from the title and this, that, and the other, right or wrong and all that.
Yeah, then he said he went to the dark side. He said, you know what? I actually like the dark side.
Yeah. He sat down right where Aleister Black's was found, the chalk outline. He said he liked being on the dark side. It was fantastic.
Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff.
Of course, they're going to have to tell a major redemption story if they want to be babyface again.
I saw a meme on Twitter where it was asking, it's like one side of Hot Topic versus the other side of Hot Topic. Which one are you going for?
Yeah. Although, thinking about it, what if we get a reformation of DIY?
I'd go with it. A heel DIY, I'd go with it.
Yeah. Anyway, next up we had our main event. We had the Velveteen DREAM
baby
taking on Rocky Mountain Ugly Lars Sullivan.
Oh man, this was a really hard-hitting, stiff, balls to the wall match.
Oh yeah.
Velveteen going in as the number one contender. Lars wants his shot. Like I said, this match was great. In the end, Tommaso Ciampa came in, cost Velveteen the match, and then Lars picked up the victory with the freak accident. Love that name.
That's a great name.
Afterwards, he and Tommaso brawled, and Velveteen laid him out with the Purple Rainmaker elbow. And he held up the title basically saying, I'm coming for you and I'm taking your title.
He took him out with the Death Valley Driver.
Yeah.
Was going to go for the Purple Rainmaker, but the refs got him down, ushered him up the ramp. He breaks free of the pack, bolts up to where he was, drops the Rainmaker.
Yeah.
And then he holds up the title.
Yeah. Oh, let's not mention before you move on, there was an interview with Mia Yim.
Interview of the night.
And Bianca Belair was like, nah. I don't know who you think you are. Just to paraphrase what she said, I'm the EST of NXT and I'm undefeated. But the way she said it, though.
She was chewing gum while she said it, so it was, I'm undefeated.
She took three, she did 3 smacks as she was going along with it.
It's great.
And so next week is going to be Mia Yim.
Oh no, the icing of the cake for this promo was
where Mia said, you haven't been defeated by the HBIC.
The head baddie in charge.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's her thing, but it sounds way too WWE written.
Yeah, I understand if they don't want her to say bitch.
Well, I mean, on her hat it said Malaysian baddie. That's kind of her shtick. But head baddie in charge, that sounds like it's got WWE stamped all over it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but she said, you haven't been beaten by me yet. Bianca Belair just said, girl, and walked out.
And then they had a video package hyping up War Games.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
But yeah, like he said, 2 weeks... was it next week or 2 weeks?
What?
Mia Yim versus Bianca Belair.
Oh, it's next week.
Okay, next week then.
Yeah. And one more thing. Regal announced that there's going to be a match involving the teams.
One member of both teams for War Games next week. Winner will get the advantage for their team.
Right. So that'll also be good.
Oh yeah. Oh, War Games this year is going to be great.
Oh yeah.
It was great last year, and it's going to be great this year.
Good thing they brought it back.
Oh, definitely. Uh, on the subject of bringing stuff back, what what else do you think they could pull out of the WCW bag that would work nowadays?
War Games. They got Starcade this month.
Yeah, but Starcade's a house show.
Yeah.
Like it's a glorified house show. They're gonna advertise it. They're gonna hype it up, give it its own name, and nobody but the live crowd's gonna see it.
Let's see what else. They did the Bash, the Great American Bash. I'm hoping that somewhere down the line they'll bring back Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
I wish they could use like that old set they used with the pumpkin and the goblin.
Yeah.
But I understand why those stages cost so much.
Maybe they can bring back somebody on a forklift match.
Oh God. Please don't.
So, anyway, let's go ahead and move on to UK, the first episode. Okay. Well, yeah, from November 7th. We started the show off with the bomber Dave Mastiff, or as I like to call him, Massive Dave Mastiff.
That dude is it's like a fucking refrigerator, a human refrigerator.
Yeah. He defeated Damian Weir. Now, did Mastiff's victim look familiar?
Somewhat.
What if I told you he was against all things fun?
That was
That was no fun done.
Really?
Yes.
It never dawned on me who that was.
Because he wasn't wearing his gear. He wasn't wearing like all black, and he didn't have a badge on his crotch.
I mean, I know, but it's just like it didn't dawn on me who he was. I just saw Damian Weir. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah. Like I was only half listening. I was only half watching. I looked up and I was like, "That's no fun done. No way." Awesome.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Next up, we had El Ligero, or just Ligero, taking on James Drake, Mr. Mayhem.
You know, it is so weird to hear Ligero talk with that mask.
But he is kind of funny because they did they did another one of those get to know you kind of segments.
Yeah.
And Ligero was like, "What sets me apart from the rest of the UK talent? I'm wearing a mask."
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Anyway, but this was a really good match.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Ligero defeated James Drake with springboard DDT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, we had Asher Smith going out for his match when he was ambushed by Wolfgang and the Coffee Brothers.
Yeah, basically, a lot of people wanted answers on why Wolfgang did what he did. And basically, Joe Coffey, yes, Joe, he
Joe.
Basically said, this is our kingdom. People don't like us. We don't care. We're going to do what we want, when we want, how we want, and we don't care if you like it or not.
Yep. Because this is our NXT UK.
Yes.
Now, fun fact, the crowd was chanting, "What are you saying?" It wasn't because they had their back to the fans or, the fans couldn't hear. It's kind of an insult because they were in England and the trio was from Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
So, they were just being an asshole towards the Scots.
Yep.
Next up, we had the debut of Eddie Dennis.
I was going to ask, what did you think about his debut? I thought he was alright.
I think this cat could go far. Because, good God, he is 6 foot, but he carries himself like he's 8 foot.
Well, he's 6'5".
He's 6 foot, but he carries himself like he's 8'5".
Yeah.
Like, it's not the fact that he's super tall compared to, a super short guy. Well, he was facing off against Sid Scala, but it's not just the fact that he's tall, it's the way he carries himself.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre is 6 foot.
At least, he's got to be at least 6'8".
Yeah, but he carries himself like he's, 6, 7 foot.
Yeah.
Well, like he's 7, 8 foot.
Yeah.
Eddie Dennis, I didn't expect him to be this tall.
speaking of, we'll get back to Eddie in a minute. What do you think of Sid Scala?
I think he's all right.
Yeah.
I think he might be one of those underdog kind of guys.
Yeah.
Like, he'll get beat a lot. He'll be enhancement talent, but eventually,
That's how I feel about Tucker. He's like another enhancement talent, but
yeah, because they keep hammering the underdog story with Tucker.
oh, but getting back to Eddie, I see them doing big things with him. Like I said, his debut for me, he was alright.
I liked his character. He carried a lot of aggression.
Yeah, he was pretty decent in his debut. We'll see how far he goes as far as NXT UK.
People were saying he had a truly spectacular match at Hello Wembley.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, finally, speaking of spectacular matches, we had our main event. We had the current WWE UK champion Peter Dunne defending against Danny Burch, the governor. Oh my God, this match was vicious.
This match was just like people were not even sitting down for this match. It was just like, holy shit, what the fuck am I watching? This match is fucking bonkers.
This match was takeover levels good.
Like, there's no words to really describe this match.
We talk about, guys like Seth Rollins, AJ Styles can bust out great matches out of anyone they step in the ring with. Add Pete Dunne to that list.
Yes, Pete Dunne can definitely do his thing. And for the fact that this young man, or should I say veteran, is only 25 and he's been in the business, 10 plus years?
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine what he's going to do 5-10 years from now. Because like they mentioned, he's got the aggressiveness of Finley, but got the moveset of like a Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Because, what I want to see out of him? I want to see him be the first UK WWE champion.
That would be phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, he's got enough star power to ride that bitch to the moon.
Right. Oh, and next week they did mention that it's going to be a 6-man tag.
No.
Yeah.
It didn't happen next week. It happened on the second episode this week.
Well, I'm saying on the second episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, Pete Dunne, he didn't win with the bitter end. In fact, Danny Burch kicked out of the bitter end.
Yeah, I saw that.
But he made Danny Burch tap out.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was a great match, though.
Please go out of your way to see this match. You will not be disappointed. 2 thumbs up.
Definitely 2 thumbs up. I mean, they could do a lot with Pete Dunne.
And Danny Burch as well.
And Danny Burch, yeah.
I mean, for him to be in the business 15 years, a decade and a half of excellence, he's still coming along. He's been wrestling like he's been in business at least half that.
Yeah. I mean, he's been wrestling a long time. And he finally gets his big break, but he capitalizes on it. He doesn't, piss it away.
Yeah.
If it will let me load up. Shit, I'm trying to get to the second episode of NXT UK for this week. But I don't think they put... Well, come on.
Is it loading?
It's loaded, but they didn't put it up. They're still counting it as a pre-show.
A pre-show?
Even though in the description they have the results.
The fuck?
WWE, you're so ass backwards. Anyway, yeah, I'll do the best that I can to remember this episode. See, we had we started the show off with Tony Storm and Dakota Kai basically beating the hell out of each other. It was such a good match.
I will say that match was awesome. I agree. But you can tell they edited the fuck out of that crowd noise. Because you can see they're cheering, but it's just like they muted the crowd noise.
Oh, they edited the crowd a whole lot during this episode.
It was like, I'm just looking like, what the fuck, bro?
Anyway, yeah, Tony Storm overcame Dakota Kai. They were hugging, sportsmanship. or sportswomanship. And while Dakota Kai was on her way to the back, she was beat down by the debuting Jenny.
Yeah.
Fashionista.
Yeah.
But she beat down Dakota Kai and yelled at Tony Storm, "This is my UK."
And Tony Storm basically chased her off, helped her buddy up. They went to the back. Again, fantastic match. Please watch.
These women can do no wrong. Anyway, next up we had Amir Jordan taking on our boy,
Liverpool's
number one. Soon to be recognized as the UK's number one. Soon to be recognized as the world's number one. Zach Gibson.
Boy, he has so much heat. And
Oh,
it's,
he does.
like I was telling him and Malcolm before he left earlier, it's natural heat. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like Roman Reigns heat, but it's like that organic heat where...
It's straight heel heat.
Yeah, it's like we hate you, but we love you at the same time because we're born to just...
We love to hate you. There we go.
Right, we love to hate you.
But Zach Gibson was another one they added the crowd noise. But they had a good reason for this one. Because the crowd was chanting like "shut the fuck up" or something like that. You know, they PG'd it.
Yeah.
Because they piped in some really bogus sounding boos.
Yeah.
And of course they had the usual "if you don't like Zach Gibson, shoes off."
Yeah, it's like going back to the first match. It's like they barely edited some cheers.
Yeah.
They barely had any cheers, but you could tell, like, it was just wonky. Like, the noise was muted, but you saw the crowd cheering and stuff.
Yeah, I think the fans were gassed considering they recorded these episodes in bulk. So
Yeah.
that's probably why they piped in cheers.
Which is understandable.
Yeah. Anyway, Zach Gibson defeated Amir Jordan with the Shankly Gates and then proceeded to run down everyone in the NXT UK locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And then Trent Seven came out. And he's just like, are you absolutely out of your bald, sweaty mind? And then he ran down Zach Gibson saying, you're talking about how you built the UK division? Where were you last year when we were at Royal Albert Hall? That's right. You were on your mom's laptop, drinking her tea.
Burn.
Yeah. So he basically challenged Zach Gibson to a match right then and there. Right as Trent Seven hit the ring, Zach Gibson beat feet. He left.
Yeah.
Which, fair play to Zach Gibson. He had just got done with the match.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, next we had Jordan Devlin competing against the debuting Kenny Williams. The Luckian, as they call him.
Yeah. Or should we call Devlin Finn Balor 2.0?
Yeah, we kind of have to differentiate between them. Here's how you differentiate it. One smiles like they're forced to be there. The other doesn't smile.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, Jordan Devlin put down Kenny Williams. It was a really good showing from Kenny Williams. And finally, we had our six-man match.
Mm-hmm.
Ashton Smith, Flash Morgan Webster, and Mark Andrews defeated the Scott Trio.
Yeah.
They'll find a name for them. Maybe the Kings of Scotland. I don't know.
They'll come up with something.
Yeah, but it's a good match.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched NXT UK, I'd definitely watch it.
Me too. It's worth the time, being that this is the second week in a row they've piped out 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And so, really good stuff thus far. They're, 6, 7 episodes in? About 6 episodes in?
See, they showed like...
Cause they had...
Yeah, there's 6, because they had 2 weeks of single episodes leading into Evolution. Now they're just churning out double episodes every week.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely recommend it.
Because the English crowd is always great. They're always fun. They always sing and shit.
Yeah.
It's great. Zach Gibson is
Oh.
cornerstone of that division.
You know, that's now on my bucket list to watch him wrestle live and in person.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to get that chance.
No.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
It's fun to watch him on TV, though.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when the crowd is so loud that you can barely hear him cut a promo.
Yeah, especially like a few weeks ago when he was like, turn my mic up, but you could still hear the crowd over him.
I think that was episode 2.
Yeah. It's like they barely turned his mic up.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah. That is all for 3 count this week. Well, on the network stuff.
Yeah.
Our usual. We're going to do one for Raw and SmackDown, then one for the network stuff next week.
Mm-hmm.
We got our review of Ultima Lucha Quattro soon. We have preview and review of War Games. And Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have our vintage review of Hello Wembley in progress.
Yes.
It's a fantastic show.
Amen.
Yeah, we're at the last 3 matches, and it's not slowing down.
I tell you what, that show has not disappointed one single bit.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Rod's got a new ranting coming down the pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you get to see his ugly face once you take off that mask.
Mask off. Fuck it, mask off.
Yeah. Fuck it. Do it live. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, then there's a... What's your new top 10 that you're coming up with?
Top 10 potential MVP quarterbacks.
Number 1, Tom Brady.
Wrong. Sneak peek. Well, spoiler alert. Number 1 is Drew Brees.
No, number 1, Tom Brady. Number 2, Tom Brady. Number 3, Tom Brady. 4 through 10, Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady wins everything.
Listen, it's not like Stephen A. on First Take where he has this segment called Stephen's A-List.
Yeah.
And he's doing like top 5. One of them was like top 5 college football teams.
Yeah.
1 through 5 was Alabama. All Alabama.
Why not? Alabama always dominates.
Facts.
Boo Tide.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is it for the 3 count. I am War Machine MJ. That's Rodimus Prime. We are the 3 count Mafia. We'll see you guys next time.